What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. This one's from Severin Films, one of my favorite labels, and it is Blackenstein. And it's about a doctor who has pioneered a serum that can regrow limbs. He's regrown an entire leg using it, but he feels like he needs to take things one step further to really prove this. I don't know why just creating a leg out of thin air wasn't impressive enough, but he wants a bigger, proof of concept, I guess. He has the perfect candidate in mind, Eddie. Eddie is a war veteran who had all of his limbs blown off by a landmine. His fiance happens to be an assistant there at the lab, so it just makes perfect sense. If they can bring Eddie back to his full self again, that would be pretty impressive and prove that, the serum does in fact have life-changing possibilities. But at the same time, there's another assistant who works in the lab who has the hots for Eddie's fiance, and he wouldn't mind the experiment kind of going south so that he can move in and take her for himself. To those means, he gives Eddie the wrong serums, ones which will cause him horrific side effects. However, it doesn't go as planned, and it doesn't just kill or hurt him. It ends up turning him into a monster. So he goes on a rampage, and that's kind of what the movie is. Will anybody survive this? What's going to happen? Is he going to be stuck as the monster? This is a blaxploitation movie that doesn't embrace the camp. It does not embrace the over-the-top nature. It tries to be serious. It tries to tell a socially relevant story, and it just tanks. To me, it's a glorious disaster. To some people, they may find it to be a little bit dull or slow because it doesn't embrace that side of the genre. To me, that's what makes it even better, because they really tried, and that effort pays off because the unintentional humor just skyrockets. Man, this movie is nuts. To me, anyway. Like, it may not be. There's just a difference between when somebody tries to do something good and it tanks and ends up being really entertaining versus somebody who sets out to make something that's wild and it's wild. I mean, I appreciate both, but to me, if you try to do something serious and it ends up just exploding in chaos, that has great potential, and I think that's how I view Blackenstein. The performances aren't great. The story is not great. Nothing is great here, but it's all told with total seriousness and a straight face, and that makes it just so much fun to watch. It's got a little bit of nudity. It's got some topless scenes. It doesn't have a lot of graphic violence, but it does have some funny stuff. There's just like a slab of meat laying on a guy at one point. Like, I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is. There's also a scene where like dogs pull a guy apart. The makeup effect on Blackenstein is ridiculous, but it's so much fun. The Blu-ray from Severin Films, it's got a new HD transfer. It's got both the theatrical and the home video versions. It's got some featurettes and interviews. A lot of it deals with a guy who was involved in the production and kind of his story about how he was murdered and how it's remained unsolved. So the Blu-ray extras kind of tend to deal more with that than the movie itself, but I don't have any complaints with that because I found them to be pretty interesting, and I don't normally watch a lot of the extras unless I just have like no other movies to watch, which isn't very often. But I found these to be very interesting and worth checking out. This movie, to me, if you're a fan of blaxploitation, if you're a fan of horror, if you're a fan of just bizarre movies, you do have to go into it though knowing that it's not some over-the-top camp fest. They try to be serious, and it's tanks on every front, and that just makes it so much wild fun to watch, in my opinion. I can't imagine not having Blackenstein in my collection, and I'm super glad that it finally got a proper home video treatment from Severin Films. If you like this video, please check out my website, markfusion.com. I've got a ton of reviews up there of blaxploitation, exploitation, horror, cult, video games, anime, TV shows, everything you could think of, Lifetime movies, like literally everything. I'm also on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, at markfusion. If you like these videos, please do drop a sub. It would help me out greatly. That's pretty much it. I really appreciate you watching these videos. And please do check out Blackenstein. I think it's a really, really crazy, fun movie. And hopefully I'll see you soon.